game where he's like, man, I'm fairly certain Toby just said that and Sin just repeated it, or Sin just said that and Toby repeated it. Because yeah, we're just tuning
Has
out.
it happened this year yet?
I
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so. I don't think so. Which is funny considering both. Like, I was massively jet lagged on day one, and you're very tired today.
No, I'm
So,
fine. It's okay.
no, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you got to play
It's all
through.
good.
Got to play through it, right?
It's all good.
And we're even looking even more forward to Puppy picking techies in this series. Mineski not banning it in the first phase.
If he picks techies, I could get tired. I'm not gonna rule it out. That's a possibility.
Did I ever tell you like one of the great casts I did with Blitz? We were doing some like I think it was like WCG, and no WESG, and it was like we were casting from this is back in like JD days, and it was like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. morning cast, and Blitz is like just falling asleep, and like I just nudge him like 3 picks into the draft, just get him to wake up, and he's not even like when it's like we had to be on camera, like that was part of the conditions, like we had to be wearing suits and be on camera. So we get him up out, we get him up for a second, put him in the chair, and then once we get off the camera, once we say hi, he goes back down. He's on a beanbag. He's just like just laying on the beanbag on the floor, and I've moved my monitor so far forward and angled it down so he could basically be like curling up on the beanbag, looking up at the monitor, just casting, and he's spending most of the time with his eyes closed casting the game because he's just hearing what I'm saying and then just pulling something out to say. That was one of the greatest experiences I think I've ever had with Blitzer. It's like, you know what? I don't even have to try to cast this game. It just naturally comes.
Well,
Yeah.
nice.
Meanwhile, I was having to stay awake. It was tripping out. It's like, and I was doing camera work and production and all that jazz. Oh God, glad those days are done. Anyway, drafting time. No techies banned the first phase. We will see
Yet.
Ancient Apparition banned out. Ogre's still in the pool as well. But no Chen, no ET, no Enchantress, no SDs.
There's Mirana, there's Alchemist,
Mm-hmm.
Ogre,
Alchemist would make a lot of sense just because you do
Elder
have,
Titan.
yeah, because the AA got banned out. So
Yeah.
this allows Secret to open up with the Ogre.
They banned Shadow Demon and AA, which are the two most preferred supports right now against the Alchemist. So Mineski feel forced to ban Elk, and that will give Secret a first pick Mirana. And so I have a little bit of a backstory on this hero, I guess, with this team. Because I used to play with Yapzor, and we played him on position 4 Mirana, actually quite a bit back then. So
Yeah,
that was
you
in
did.
2016.
It's like every arrow he hit was like a 4 or 5 second stun.
Yeah, he's
It's like,
very,
okay.
very good on this hero, so I think he's super happy that it's back as a position 4. And yeah, if it works, Yapzor is going to play it. I think it was probably early 2016 or late 2015 that we were running a lot of this Mirana for with great success. So he's very, very comfortable in this. And obviously there's a good reason why this is a great hero for Yapzor, because we keep like half joking about it, but there's obviously a lot of truth to it, that he's one of the greedier supports that likes to take farm
Yep.
and take kills. And Mirana does both. It has a lot of ganking potential with the arrow, but at the same time it can also use the arrow to farm big jungle creeps if there's nothing happening, and it can push out lanes with the level 4 Starstorm.
We've even seen like third items from Mirana have become Aghanim Scepters on the 4 positions because they can just nuke down the waves so quickly. But I also love the fact, like, with Puppy, like, he's just free to pick. Like, he used to do this with Yabsor's Ruby, because, like, I don't care, I'm just going to grab this at the first phase, because is there really even a counter to playing him like this or giving that kind of information? The answer kind of always ends up being no.
Yeah, Mirana is one of the heroes that when it's good, there are counters, right? Like Kunkka itself is actually a pretty good counter because it's a reliable catch. Storm Spirit can catch it. But the things that you don't really inherently counter with Mirana, it's hard to counter the arrow unless you pick one of the strong dispels. There's very few of those. There's Abaddon, there's Legion Commander, but you can't really counter arrow apart from that except with items. And Moonlight Shadow is also, like, how do you counter Moonlight Shadow? You buy detection, sure, but it gives the whole team movement speed. You can't sentry everywhere. You have to be on your feet, on your toes all game to not get caught.
If she hits 25, then it's always going to be Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, or 3 arrows. That's
all
also
3
hard.
arrows.
Then you can counter one of the arrows.
Yeah. With my body.
So yeah, I think Moonlight Shadow is just conceptually a really powerful spell because right now in Dota, smokes are limited in quantity. Sentries are now limited in quantity too, and if you need to start sentrying a lot because Mirana can come in from all sorts of angles, you might run out of sentries, or your supports are going to be dirt poor, which, the economical damage it matters a lot too. and you can. It's a similar reasoning if you remember those. If we go back a couple of months, Nyx was a really hot pick.
Yeah.
He countered a lot of the intelligence heroes at the time, so you kind of scared people off from picking them. But he also had that factor of you have to buy all these sentries, and it really sucks. Even though sentries are cheaper, it's still, you know, you're gonna have that one up over the enemy support in terms of economy, and it makes a big difference in some games. So yeah, just good hero. Methinks.
I'm actually wondering how well he's been doing here. If I just track down my Nick stat.
I think Mirana is one of those where if you check the win rate, it might not be that great because
It's 54% for 24 games on Mirana.
there's a lot of different teams playing it, so that also means that the weaker teams are playing it when they're losing.
Nyx is 8 picks and 50% win rate.
Okay.
Ogre is actually, after 34 picks, he's actually exactly 50% win rate.
Yep. Balanced hero. Vote for him for your Arcana.
Where's Wind Ranger in my list? Where's Wind Ranger?
She lost now. You remember she was 4-0, but she lost from Mineski. We cast that game.
Yeah.
She was probably
Hey, but that was
5-1
when Bane got her for his first victory too. Wind Ranger was 5 picks, 80% win rate.
4-1 right now. Yep.
Even better. Less balanced hero requires, because once you get the Arcana come in, then you're like, oh man, everyone's gonna pick this hero. And what do you want to have more in your pubs? A Wind Ranger or an Ogre?
Ogre.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
It was
Thanks for the help.
Logic is done.
So we got bans are Slark and Death Prophet, and on the other side we've got the Naga Siren +1 soon to come. Mineski are taking quite a lot of time here. They will ban out the Void so they can protect their Lifestealer, but there are more heroes in the pool than just these. With Slark banned, obviously it makes Lifestealer that little bit better. There's still the Razor that can be a problem. There's still missing one that I had in mind, I think. Let me look at
Would
the
you
hero
actually?
list.
I suppose, like, yeah, if you run.
Secret play Meepo, that's also good against Lifestealer.
I can tell you, techies won't be picked by Secret. This
TA
game.
is pretty good against Lifestealer. That's also still in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe Secret want to go the route of the potential Nisha Phantom Lancer. That can also be good. It kind of goes both ways if Lifestealer goes Radiance, but yeah, there's like a timing, and then you start having trouble because you can't find the real PL. But at the very least, you can Lifesteal off illusions, so that helps. Let's see what it's going to be. Bane for now. Same that LGD did against Mineski's Lifestealer earlier today.
Yep. There's
Great
still
setup for Arrow.
there's still a lot of stuns, however, on the field from the two supports, but they don't have great range for those stuns.
Bane is super good this game. It's good against one enemy hero, and it's good with his current 2 heroes on Secret. So I really, really like this pick.
Yeah, the Nightmare Arrow, like that's
Classic combination.
That's an MTW special, right?
Nightmare Boat Torrent also. Don't need the X mark to set up necessarily. It can be someone else doing it for you. It also helps. Gives you more options. Fiend's Grip against Lifestealer, obviously.
Team secrets turn to
Oh, Beastmaster. At least that's a good control through any kind of magic immune if Team Secret were going down that road, but
Timbersaw looking pretty promising here too. But so's the PL. I think the PL is definitely still a possibility that they may be considering. PL isn't that hot necessarily right now, but okay. Oh,
Morphling.
that's the other one. Okay. Yes. How could I forget? How could I forget? One of the classic anti-Lifestealer carries. You see, I was looking at the list and I was like, there's more. But it's hard to remember every single hero when you're not looking at the hero list. And you don't have that in front of you, but absolutely, this is one of the best. Generally, the classic Lifestealer counters to run right now and in the last couple of months have been Morphling, Faceless Void, Slark, Razor. Those are probably the big 4. And the rest is a little bit eh. You know, like the PL, for example, is not really a hard counter per se, and you probably don't want to pick the PL because of Crystal Maiden, actually. That is a really annoying matchup for PL.
always feels like PL may also take a little too long to come on. Like Morphling, like we've seen a lot of farm timing for him. But
Yeah, but that's part of the reason it's good against Lifestealer, because the Lifestealer build in
Like
most games
Midas.
is Radiance, right?
yeah,
So he kind of naturally gives you the time to match the tempo. But no brood.
yeah, take him out. I don't want to see that anyway. He's actually one of the heroes that I hate to watch. Like he's, yeah.
You like techies.
I like techies,
But
but
I'm not
I
going to say
told
you like techies and hate Brood, because Brood is pretty dumb. So I'm
Yeah.
okay with you not liking Brood. I wasn't going to swing that into that, but...
10
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
You just want to put more shade on techies.
Mhm.
But the funny thing is, like, techies doesn't get picked when Lifestealer's in the pool.
It's
Because
actually...
he is the worst versus Lifestealer.
If you put me on the spot and you were like, is there any other hero in the game that would like flat out make you happy if it was removed? I would say no. But that one it actually would. It would like be net positive for me. There's other heroes that are annoying to play against, right? Like people hate Broods or they hate Arc Wardens or whatever.
I ban Arc
But
Warden every
still-
game.
It still feels yeah, I'm a hater. What can I say?
just get rid of this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Please remove it.
The thing that's funny about this hero is when you talk to people about it, it's like it's probably the most polarizing Dota hero. Because there are people that are like, "Oh man, it's fun, it's great, it makes the games a little crazy, it's entertaining, it's
Yep.
fun to play," and then the rest of the
Ooh.
people are just like, "No, I hate this hero. Please, just let's not have this in our games." I don't think I've had a conversation with people who are like, Techies is fine. It's like either yay or bah.
Techies is one of those people that like he's one of those people. Yeah, he's actually a person. He's
Slardar.
he's one of those characters that just changes the entire way the game gets played.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that part.
Yes.
Like it's that's the most alienating thing because you literally it's like I have to play a different style of Dota.
So does Brood to an extent, but the feeling of it is different. It's like, you know, there's this spider somewhere that you need to be careful of that can backstab you or can come out of fog or can crawl over trees. But with Techies is like if you haven't seen it on the map for 5 minutes, you have like no concept of where is safe.
Yep.
And that can be very annoying.
And the new map
So-
the new map as well makes it even worse. But anyway, I'll save all of that for the day we actually have a Techies pickup.
We'll see if we get one.
Because
It is currently.
I'm still dreaming that I get to cast it as well because I haven't got to have that.
Techies is, I believe I talked to Nahas, or it was Red Eye, I think, about this. It is tied for least pick hero of all time at TI.
Yeah.
So,
The only reason would be because like EG picked it. You had that one game from Wings that they picked it up, which was wow, that was hard. That was painful to watch.
I think going into this TI, Techies had 9 picks, and I would guess that 5 of them are probably TI 5.
Yeah, they'll be.
So it's been like 1 per year since then. Wings
Yeah.
did it once at TI 6. That
Yeah.
was the only game I think it had that year.
Yes.
And yeah, the hero it was tied with was, I believe, Meepo, actually, for least picked hero.
Really,
But
Meepo?
I think so, at TI. I think it was only 9 games or something, but you have to consider Meepo wasn't in the first couple of TIs. The hero wasn't available. And after that, we didn't really have specialists, and Meepo was kind of bad for a while. And then now we're reaching a point where we have more people that are good at playing Meepo, more good Meepo games in general, so I think we're going to see more. I feel like it was the one, at least, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway,
Yeah, draft is done. So Slider last pickup from Team Secret, and
Ember.
we actually had an Aghanim Scepter Slider that was just played in the last series, which was very interesting to watch. And yeah, an Ember Spirit up from Moon.
Man, there's so much water in Secret's lineup, actually. If he gets the Ags, there's going to be the pools, there's Kunkka, there's Morphling.
But he doesn't. Like, that doesn't.
You picked Ember into all this water. What are you doing?
Maybe the fire will just steam things up.
These kids are too young. These good Dota players are too young. They never experienced real Pokemon, so they don't know how to draft. Puppy knows.
Hey, yeah, but Puppy's got the psychic.
Puppy knows. He's old. He got the lineup down. But this Ember pick, that's a young captain right there. What can I say? That's got to be.
I wish for a moment that Crystal Maiden was not the feature hero, because then the pup sits next to whoever is at the front. It's just like it's an unloyal dog at
No,
the
it's
very
just
beginning.
friendly dog.
Just a friendly, just coming over to say hi.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Secret are going to smoke out immediately. They want to get, I think the primary goal of this is to get Puppy's 2 wards out. He wants to get specific lane matchups. They would like the Slardar to lane against the Lifestealer and not Beastmaster. And if they do accomplish that, their supports are kind of free to move. They could play the Mirana with the Slardar and it would be fine. They could play the Bane with the Slardar and it would be fine, and that frees up Mirana to move around. So let's see how they go about this. For now, do you like the sounds?
It's the sounds, and then it's like he realizes that I can't play drums because I'm holding axes, and then just destroys the drum.
30 seconds to battle.
Are they getting what they want? So far they are.
Yeah,
Slardar
they got
is...
their one ward in mid to watch Moon.
Yeah, he didn't even
He
move
hasn't-
out to place the other one.
Yeah, he's just holding back on it. Zai's just been the over-aggressive. I have a tree that I can hide behind. Alright, so it looks like it's just going to be an easy 2-2 rune. No contest for either of these. Or any of these. That's mid one hides in trees. Nico hides inside of trees.
And we get a very classic secret hero in the mid lane. Morphling, played by Nisha. They love putting this hero mid when they can because the hero needs levels. It gets so much stronger on level 5 and especially level 7. And in these side lanes, Morphling right now is actually pretty weak in side lanes, but since Mineski's last pick is a more favored lane, he's more than happy to go mid and play against this Ember. It's not that favored anymore, but I think Nisha will have a good time.
Puppy planted his last ward down. He waited a long time to do it, but is watching the rotation through the bottom river. And anything in towards mid. So protecting Nisha in case Raging Potato wants to move off. And then Puppy with Brain Sap. He could have actually waited to hit them, but doesn't matter.
Didn't he get the range creep?
Yeah, he did. And I'm just like, he could have actually hit a couple of times, but because of the timing of the range creep, at least get some of the lifesteal to go to work. But hey, money, money, money.
Oh, top lane. Maiden's actually just dead.
Wow.
What the?
He got caught in the trees?
He was standing in the tree line and got arrowed, and then Slaughter primed up a bash too.
I love it, they're just high-fiving each other. Well done, boys.
First blood for Yaps or Mirana. I've seen that before. A lot of times.
And you'll see that again.
And this is the perfect way for him to play. He loves this, right? So he's going to go into the jungle, arrow the big creep, get level 2. Might even farm up the camp. But Mineski have thought ahead and placed a defensive ward in their own jungle so that Moon doesn't get arrowed from above into this mid lane. And if Yapsor tries these rotations, they're likely to fail. But he can always go back top and probably find success, honestly. This safe lane of Ninja Boogie and Nico is not very strong.
Yeah, but here's that movement in towards mid as you're talking about. But Moon, wait, he had the ward! He saw it!
This is the second time today that Moon gets ganked by a hero that just runs through vision, right?
Yeah.
We had that earlier today as well.
Yeah, we did. And like the ward earlier today, like the one we're talking about, was planted up here. So the vision came a little later.
Yeah.
But this one was up here and most definitely
Yeah.
sees the Mirana's direction.
A lot of time to realize this was coming.
Yep. He was literally sitting there farming. Maybe that's why he stopped watching. But Yapsor, that's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Obviously not all going the way of him for kills, but that's better.
He's back top.
Here comes your arrow forward.
Okay.
There you
Ninja
go,
Boogie got out
Ninja.
in time.
Like how Zai was also holding that last hit bash ready to go. Just in case the timing was going to be right for him.
With a 5-second arrow, you can probably bash first hit for the extra damage, hit 2 more times, crush, and then hit 2 more times and get another bash. It should be possible for him to get 4 attacks off, unless he gets Maiden Nova'd. Oh,
There's
lots of damage.
Crush.
Maiden is out to the side pulling. He's
open woundsing to run away from Zai, and yeah, without the Crystal Maiden.
he doesn't have rage.
No, and there's a short range arrow, Zai.
1 more hit, he's dead.
Yep. Need that bash. Yapsor's jumping forward. The Nova tries to buy a little bit of space. No sprint. Leap, leap, and go. 1 more attack. 48 HP. He's regenning through it.
Oh, hello.
No more. Yapsor's found towers as well as creep wave.
Even if Lifestealer doesn't die, this is such a big loss for him. They don't have a healing salve in the lane, so he can't see us.
Nisha's about to solo Moon. No, he doesn't have waveform. He actually went at 0-2-2. So no waveform to close the distance and get up the hill. While Raging Potato on bottom lane, Poppy was going against it. Mid one gets a good Tidebringer splash out through KP and Raging Potato. And once again, Zai right on top of Nico. As he said, he's gonna lose out, and they just keep him so low he can't move forward. It's like Yapsor doesn't care about his own life. I think you might want to start caring about where that observer ward is, because it's at least letting them know where the arrows come from.
You see the desperation. Nico is starting to open wounds melee creeps because he really needs to heal. He has Maiden Aura, so better conditions than usual for this kind of play, at least. But it's still not really what you're aiming to do as Lifestealer. Bottom lane X mark.
Yeah, Puppy's waiting with the level 2 brain sap, so they just send him up and Puppy will get the kill. Do you like this build as well for the Morphling? Like, just going for mass Wraith Bands into treads.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
you
Nisha
don't
actually...
need regeneration against Moon.
I think Nisha pioneered this build. No, so here's the thing that's kind of stupid about Morphling, right? Look at him right now.
Yeah.
He's going to morph everything into agility, and now he's morphing back into strength. He just healed himself 300 for nothing. As long as you don't die in a burst, Morphling has infinite regen by just going all agility and then back to strength. So if Moon pokes him a bit now, all this damage doesn't matter. He's doing 0 damage, because Nisha will just morph into strength, and then he will outrange. You'll see it again in a second. In mid, if you go back and watch it now. See, now he's gonna make sure he doesn't get slighted now. Back into full agility. Come on then. Oh, he's using the shop or what? Maybe he doesn't think he has time. Oh, now he's doing it. See? All into agility. And back. So percentage-wise, he went from having 20% health to 50, pretty much, or 40. Right?
I suppose he can just keep rinsing and repeating this too.
If Morphling couldn't do this, it would be a way less favored hero. But it makes such a big difference for its laning. You see, that's why it's winning this lane. If that wasn't a part of it, Ember would win on Harass. But you can't do it. Interesting exchange between Puppey and...
Little Nightmare, and there's support coming in as Mirana. Arrow flies from Yapsor. It's only going to be a shorter stun. Not the full 5 seconds, but it will still be long enough to kill off Ogre. He can only stun up one hero, which means Yapsor will finish the job, Puppey. Hey, if you attack, you get me more fantasy points. But he'll leap forward, and Yapsor will take it instead.
That was close. Ah, he had another leap, okay.
But that means the Yapsor does at least move off the top lane. There's more threat to KP on the bottom. And this hasn't been a fun game for KP. He's at least still managed to find 19 CS, so that's not terrible.
Yapsor feels good about leaving top because Zai's game is already this good. He's getting level 6 minute 7 here. And that is an annoying matchup for the Lifestealer. When the haze starts coming into play, he was kind of going to need help non-stop or he will get killed off as we get another kill bottom.
Dead, but I'm just watching Moon and Nisha just going hammer and tongs. Nisha, you remember he doesn't have the waveform, his adaptive strike was just coming off cooldown. If that connected on Moon, maybe he had enough damage to find the kill.
Man, isn't it just super unfair? They're just trading really closely and Nisha's just like, I didn't take damage, did you?
I'm back to 1/3.
Ah, what a concept.
Mid one's looking for the X mark on the KP. Going in a little deeper. Now Ragey Potato. He'll present himself. X mark will go into Ragey Potato, but nice stun. He's going to mess up the timing of the X mark back, and the arrow from Yapsor was not there either. Puppey has to sleep up Moon. The Nightmare will be transferred over to Ragey Potato. And Moon just kind of stops and spirits back towards mid. As he realizes this ain't happening. Nisha, what do you... He doesn't even have waveform and he's in this deep. Like, I know he's strong, but this also seems a little crazy. Mid one and Puppey finding the Ogre, working with Yapsor. And they can leave an aggressive Observer Ward behind if they want to. They already have up behind the tower. Well, it's like Nisha just doesn't have any fear in the world. Just going again. Ninja Boogie's going to come in. He can actually provide the route.
It's pointless.
Yep. It's just pointless.
Oh, it really
Zai,
is, though.
top lane. Hey, here you go, Nico. Looking to get on top of him. He may be able to do so. Stick charges, phase boots, and sprint, and I take it all back. 44 HP, and he'll walk it off.
So the reason I'm saying it's pointless is that not only is Nisha not really taking damage, but you showed your maiden. You gave information away to the enemy team, and you gained nothing. The way you approach this, if there's a Morphling mid that is just infinite regening like this, is either you bring heroes that can burst him, or you just have to accept that this is how he's going to play. And you play on the rest of the map. You combine your heroes and find kills elsewhere. The more time they spend on Nisha, the worse if they don't kill him. It's similar to Timbersaw, right? It's the same logic. Like Timbersaw, if you're not killing him, he's just sitting there non-stop regenning, living forever. And there you go.
Yep.
Half HP again.
Yep. Let's wait until he finishes up that Lincoln Sphere, which is his primary item he gets after just the first utilities.
It's also why Morbid Mask is so good on Morphling, right? Because just even a casual Morbid, you morph everything into agility, and the percentage-based health that you heal per attack is super high. And then you can just morph a little bit into strength when you need it to have that way more tankiness. He's going to go for Lincolns, though, with the Ring of Hell first. And pressure is mounting on mid. They got to do something about it.
Boogie would like to. Like, he just hits level 5 now. It's only a second point up in Nova. You can root up Nisha. He just strength morphs a little bit. Mid one will make his way over too, and Ninja Boogie, well, the Torrent, Ninja Boogie, he'll at least be able to survive a little longer, but he was backing himself into a corner. Top lane, Zai being dove underneath the tier 1 tower. Support can't come to him in time. The crush gets onto Moon. He has to slide a fist, but the tower's still going to keep attacking him. And with that corrosive haze, Moon just has to wand and bottle up to stay alive.
They lost a full mid tower for that.
And Puppy just arrow. Okamajai, full 5 seconds stun in from Yapsor. The easy setup. Nico's moving over to try and help out. Leaps away before the stun's able to connect over on Yapsor. Goes onto Puppy instead. Anisha would love a fight. Waveforms forward. Turns into the Ogre. Can't get in range for the stun. But he'll bloodlust himself up. That'll work.
That's nice. Great start for Secret overall. They got the lanes they wanted. They played the lanes really well. So they've accumulated a 3k gold lead minute 10. They took the mid tier 1 tower, which is super huge. And you just see just what a nice graph to look at, the gold graph, right? It's just steady increase of advantage. Not slipping up. The biggest slip up was Zai's death top, but it was really valuable death because they got a mid tower.
It feels like Puppy is more than just bait right now. He knows he can't instantly die, but they can Nightmare over on Nico. Is stolen over to the Crystal Maiden. Mirana's nowhere near there to land an arrow, but Zai can get the crush. Moon will die in the meantime to mid one, but Nisha, he's your bigger fighter. Come straight in, so Moon worked with Yapsor. That's where the arrow was. And Zai's not giving up yet. They're still using Moonlight Shadow. They're coming in deep. They see where Raging Potato is moving into the tree lines. This instant bash from Zai. Send him up, bring him back down again. Nisha will take the tower on top lane in the meantime, while Puppy takes the life of Raging Potato.
It's a level 10 Kun come in at 11, and he was the safe laner. Secret's cores are super high level.
Yeah.
Everything is going according to plan here. This looks like, if they continue at this pace and Mineski don't find some good plays, this is going to be an absolute beatdown. You gotta... Yeah. Haha. Yeah, this is what you need to do. Group up around the Beastmaster with something. It's the Lifestealer in this case, but use the Beastmaster aura to start pushing towers. Get the bottom tower, maybe cross into mid and try to get the mid tower. Oh, X-Mark.
Mid one's going again.
Might try to arrow. Oh,
Bane's on the way in, but yeah, it's on cooldown. Puppy will arrive. Ninja Boogie shows himself in the trees by throwing the Nova. Mid one gets the torrent. This time he predicts perfectly on Ninja Boogie. And that's another kill. That's actually Puppy's 4th kill of the 11 in this game. While up on top, Nisha hitting into Raging Potato. He's letting Yapsor and Zai finish the job. He's even just focusing on the tower because he doesn't care. It's like Raging Potato's going to die to Yapsor anyway. That's now his 3rd kill of the game. And Mineski, at least in something in return, they managed to claim the bottom tier 1. Nico and KP working together. Puppy on the back of a haste rune. Now DP support arriving, not 1 but 2. Mid 1 hits the X mark spot and it's over on KP. It's the one that can't rage. So KP, nothing he can do to keep himself alive. And mid 1 even uses the boar to hit the Tidebringer off.
I actually think Puppy could have maybe chased further with his haste and caught the Lifestealer. And they could have got both kills there. But I think they were lacking information about where the rest of the Mineski team was, so he didn't fancy going that deep for the kill. But they get 1 core. They're totally free farming on the Morphling in the meantime.
You've almost got Atos finished on Yapsor. Like we're 13 minutes into the game.
Great item against Ember.
Just that root ever since the change to Ember.
Mineski have got to be feeling cornered. They've lost 4 towers actually. And everywhere they go, they're scared of the Moonlight Shadow ganks, they're scared of getting gripped, they're scared of getting like all of Secret's heroes have catch, except the Morphling. So if you don't have vision, the whole map is a minefield.
That's why this Observer Ward they have planted down is really, like, it's value for them. They're going to smoke up the fresh Observer Ward planted down from the other side of the tree, so it won't be detected by Mineski.
Oh, look what Beastmaster's buying, Toby.
Oh, the Beastmaster is buying a Necro book? What? Okay.
You wanted this item.
Well, I didn't say I wanted it. Like, we were talking about how it was never bought. So I'm not saying I want it in this game. Because I feel like right now it's just going to be money for Team Secret. They're going for Roshan. And Mineski Smoke, they've wrapped around so far. Yapsor will reveal himself in mid, so they may just try and jump this. But Yapsor's got jumps of his own, and Roshan's already dead. Killed by Radiant. Nisha has the Aegis of the Immortal. And Moon will spirit himself away from Puppy. But Right now, it doesn't seem like Team Secret care anyway. They just push up mid. They take another tower. They can potentially take the tier 3.
Yeah, Mineski didn't accomplish anything, so they don't have to worry. They didn't threaten a tower. They didn't find any heroes. They've just taken over the area. Secret know exactly where they are. It's pretty apparent from the game state and even a little bit of vision that Poppy has placed down here. What Mineski are doing. So they're just going to go mid and say, hey, Mineski, you guys want to fight or not? And if the answer is no, you're going to lose your tier 2 in about 10 seconds to these two heroes. Yeah. Mid one not even using the Solar Crest on his Morphling. I'll make this a little bit faster.
I think they're still trying to finish up the Beastmaster's Necro. Well, into the mid. Bane, Fiend's Grip, right on top of Moon. Yapzor's waiting. He doesn't want to throw the arrow just yet. Now he will, waiting for the longest possible time. Zion will find the kill, but Moonlight Shadow set up once again. That's why they've been so scared of it.
And Moon felt safe because of the Hawk, but you're playing against Moonlight, so you can get caught at any point when you go for these split push plays. That is kind of an integral part of how you play Ember. And he really wants this Vessel so he can deal with the Morphling, but Morph's sitting on the Aegis already. Linken's still, even when he gets Vesseled, he's going to be a hard kill this game because they don't really have the control that they would want.
And Nico's still trying to build into the Radiance. Like that's the upside of the damage they did to the bottom lane. Beastmaster's coming in, combining with the catapult, and yeah, Nico's just like, all right, fine. If Team Secret want to try and force this, then they can do it. Nisha will TP back, and this effectively stops the push on top lane and buys Mineski a little bit more time to breathe. But you're 3,600 gold into the Radiance for Nico. They're getting some of the team fight elements they need. Necrobook, Radiance, Spirit Vessel. It's
getting there.
There's a plan. There's a plan for Mineski, and that's the upside.
There's a plan, and there's a narrow window where it feels possible to execute that plan.
Oh, Moon, don't stick around this long. He knows he needs to try and get a little bit more, but he wasn't ready for the Rod of Atos, arrow control. It is amazing, too, the range you can get on that. Yapzor can set himself up for a 5-second stun. And because he bought the Spirit Vessel, there is no buyback.
Don't think Secret are going to knock on the high ground this fast. But they might find an extra kill. Puppy far in behind enemy lines.
Yeah, one of Nisha's coming over. They see him with the Observer and Sentry.
Oh, there you go.
Poor Crystal Maiden. Zai's moving over. The Torrent will hold him there. And Poppy with the Brain Sap. There's a couple more hits will do the job. Amplify him up, and that's Puppy's 5th kill and 6th assist. Involved in 11 of the 16 kills of Team Secret. So he's meant to be playing like the cause, right? Let's, yeah, 13.5 on the fantasy points. You'll take it. During the X mark, just a quick refresh up from Zai. Nisha, there's your Spirit Vessel going to work. Only got one charge. Nisha just waveforms away, and the root is over on the Ember Spirit. But multicast keeping Slider away from him and giving Moon that time to get the side of Fist up with Fiend's Grip and the boat. It's all coming their way, and the crush. Goodbye to Moon, but they're in very deep here. Team Secret copped a lot of damage to do what they've done, but it may not matter if all of Mineski are dead and they can't fight. Boogie will die underneath the tier 3 tower. Zai is the only one who's really low, and, well, Nico, he's running out of life, and Nisha just slider fisting through everyone. Mid one will kill off KP. And this really is a smackdown. The mid melee racks will fall. Without the Ember Spirit, their defense really isn't there, and the real Ember Spirit is in Nisha.
What can you say, really?
Apart from
They're just
Chi-Chi.
getting owned. I mean, there isn't much else to say. The tempo, Lifestealer isn't ready yet. They've already lost a lane of racks. They're going for the second one. Aegis has still got another minute left on it. They can't kill this Morphling.
Yep, Lincoln Sphere is going to trigger it every time.
Gonna chill.
Yep. Even if they did, like, you just break the Aegis, the Immortal, and you'll come back and fight again.
Even uses healing self. He's full HP.
Even once the Radiance is here, like, Lifestealer is still working towards it. He just needs the recipe. But, like, what does Moon do? Slider Fist, try and dodge anything like the Atos that comes his way. A quick Spirit, but that's not that far away. And man, Nico, he gets bashed up by Slider. He's jumped inside the one creep that can provide him some level of protection. But the rest of his team isn't there ready to fight. And they're losing their racks quickly, just regenning as quick as they can Mineski to get back on the front lines. Beastmaster Rourke now coming off cooldown, but who do you go on? The Lincoln Sphere has been broken on Nisha. We've got another 8-second window on that, but the Rod of Atos on KP and a follow-up arrow into Torrent. KP can't survive. He'll have to buy back quickly because there really is nothing else to do here apart from fight until you're all dead. Ember Spirit gonna get hit by the ship. There's nothing more to do. That's really, it's the game. It's the game. Nisha just got himself a triple kill. GG is called by Ninja Boogie. 24-1. That, I think now is Team Secret are the only team that's won games in under 20 minutes. 1955.
And they've done it twice?
They've done it twice, because the other game was like 1957 or something like that, I think.
Secret Infamous, or was it?
Yeah, yeah. I want to say yes, but I know it was Team Secret who
Not
won the game.
100% on that.
Yeah. Either way, that's yeah. I don't think there's much more to say about that game.
There really isn't that much depth to this game. They ran around, they got kills everywhere. The other team wasn't ready, they weren't online. Secret outmaneuvered them.
Yep.
Killed them a bit more. Then they killed them, and then they killed their corpses, and then they took Roshan and ended the game. There you go.
Let's go next.
Do this in your pubs, you win every game in 20 minutes. It's that easy. Good job.
Welcome back, everybody. It is game 2 of Mineski versus Team Secret. We're quickly into this. It seems every series we get to cast on this stream today is very fast. LGD crush Mineski, and here we are looking at Mineski again, and Team Secret
Crushed him even harder.
yeah, we didn't think that was actually possible, but it was an under 20-minute victory for Team Secret for game 1.
Yeah. It was not particularly pretty, so let's
Yeah.
hope for a better showing from Mineski in this
Yeah.
game, because that last game they got a grand total of one
Kill.
and
One.
one tower, I think. So they kind of got ran over. You got to reset and get your head back into the game. What's their score right now, actually? How many wins does Mineski have? They're 4, right?
Yeah, they're still sitting up there in the upper part of the bracket. Let's actually jump to the game while we go check our stats.
Generally, when we see a team that gets like destroyed like this 2 series in a row, it's like maybe they get last or maybe they get second
5
last.
points. 5
But
points.
they have 5 points currently, so they're having a kind of bad day. I think more or less secured for them that they will not get last. Some really crazy set of things need to happen for Mineski to not get top 8 in the group.
They're in a 3-way tie right now with Alliance and Newbie.
Yeah.
And Newbie's a little on the ropes with Keen in their series, and we'll see how Alliance play out too.
So basically what Mineski are playing for is a chance at getting to the upper bracket.
Yes.
We will not consider this. The possibility of elimination is so
No.
ridiculously low that that is not what we're working
It's because
with.
Chaos is on 1 point.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Chaos is on 1,
Chaos
Liquid
is
is on
on
3,
1.
Keen is on 4,
yeah.
and yeah.
And
okay.
then 5-5-5-5s for the Newbie Mineski Alliance. And okay, so this is a better way to start for Mineski. Get the Ogre. That's something that KP can use. Not having to play around these long stun times. That way, Ragey Potato can have himself his quirky support that goes along with Ogre.
AA Alk?
AA Alk would be an option.
We might see Secret do that. We'll see if they want to go that route.
I'm wondering if they also just say, you know, hey, let's just get ourselves a Lifestealer nice and early on, like stop Mineski from getting that or whatever.
We'd like to see Mineski recover, though, right? Like their games today so
Never
far
mind.
against LGD and now against Secret. Those 3 games in a row they got crushed. Sometimes morale can get hit really hard, and you
Yeah.
kind of need to pick yourselves back up. The good news, like I was pointing out, is that they're not really on the brink of elimination. That's when it can get really rough, because then the pressure mounts and some teams can just crumble. But Mineski still, they've secured themselves a good position after a good day 1 and 2, so that having a bad day doesn't break them completely. But of course, they would love to start in that upper bracket. That would be much, much better for them. And it's still firmly within their hands to get there. All right, it's going to be the Lina for Secret. Flex pick. Mid one plays it.
Yep.
Yapsor plays it.
Yapsor played it earlier today.
Yeah.
So, that game didn't go the same way they thought it would. Like, Yapsor ended up trying to create space for Nisha. That ended up making the series 1-1 because they got run over. But the Ancient Apparition goes the opposite direction because they let the Lina through. So Mineski will grab that as some kind of counter to the Alchemist.
Yep.
It does make Mineski a little less flexible, I think, with the way they do their laning phase, because this now means Ancient Apparition will definitely be the safe lane. So we're still looking for Ragey Potato's support.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, Ogre could also be 4. He played the Ogre last game. Didn't work out too well, but I think they should primarily stick to putting the Ogre on KP and have the AAB probably a 5 this game. Reckon Secret's going to ban out the Slark and maybe Lifestealer.
Yeah, maybe.
Lifestealer was not a problem last game.
Well,
but
Lifestealer versus Alchemist is always a bit of a problem. Like, he's able to just sustain.
could ban
fight.
Morphling too. I
Yeah.
don't know if did they play Morphling? Nico plays Morphling? I think he plays Morphling. There goes Slark.
Yep. Depends too who we think is playing the Alchemist. If it's mid one, if it's going to be Nisha. Like, we've seen Alchemist running in safe as well as mid.
Yeah, I mean that's part of why the hero is also good, right? That you have the option of swapping it between players and lanes.
There will be the possibility for Mineski to be a little bit more aggressive against the Alchemist if they do want to try and run him safe lane.
I would love to see Mineski just play fast. Like
Yeah, like a try aggressive lane, Ancient Apparition, Ogre, and +1 together.
win or lose, like if they get some momentum back, you know, they need to regain confidence, regain tempo, and this is a formidable opponent on paper, and last game they were formidable in reality. So you're not going into the series expected to win. Maybe you yourself are expecting to win because you feel like you're doing well at TI, but after your games against LGD, maybe you're a little bit down. and getting beat 24-1 isn't going to help you.
No.
So get something on the board. Get something that plays fast so that you can feel like, okay, we put a dent in them this game at least. Like, we pressured them.
Yeah.
And I know this is kind of a negative outlook. It's like I'm already expecting them to lose, but I think it's fair to expect them to lose. Like, based on what's happened today, you've got to expect that, right?
We've watched 3 games of Mineski today, and all of them we're sitting there going, you know what, this is going bad. And then you go, at the end of game 1, we're like, they can pick themselves up and they can come back in. And then it's like, oh, I got even worse. Like, Moon just got ganked in mid. It's like, okay, maybe game 3. Like, Mineski versus he can go really great. And Yapsor's farming underneath an observer ward, and Moon gets hit by a 5-second long-range arrow fired from vision, flying through vision. Like, this isn't right. Like, something is wrong. Like, we don't know exactly what it is. Maybe if we were sitting there in the Mineski box, room, like, wherever they are, and actually asking them, say, hey, dude, like, what the hell's going on? If they're screaming at each other, then we'll know, hey, that's what's wrong. But for now, we just know in the gameplay, the players don't look focused.
It's not the end of the world for them either to lose to Secret and LGD. They're the 2 strongest teams of the group.
Yep.
So these are the matches that they're expected to lose the most. And if they win out the rest or get draws, they could still get top 4. Like, even losing this game isn't the worst.
Yeah.
The problem is if these series carry on into the rest of today and tomorrow and they just start questioning themselves way too much.
Yeah. So their last game's against Alliance and Newbie. That's Mineski's last 2 matches.
And they are not easy teams by any means either, but probably, as what we've seen so far, they're easier matchups than at least Secret and LGD would be. So, okay, Wraith King, more aggression, push towers with skeletons, strong lane synergy with AA and Ogre. This is what I want to see. The Beastmaster from Secret is more than likely going to be played by Zai, so imagine we will see a puppy hero picked up here unless he fancies this Beastmaster position 5. He does not. It will be Jakiro. Although this could be mid 1. He's played Jakiro earlier today.
He did play a mid Jakiro.
Yep.
But Puppy's also played a hell of a lot of Jakiro.
He has.
It's not actually something specific this Jakiro goes against, but it feels like they're allowing themselves a lot of really good D-push from Team Secret, so Mineski going high ground with this is problematic, to say the least. They can't just force down a lane. They have to actually force the fight, which means Wraith King needs to be ready for combat. But that'll take time. Like how do you actually time it also with the Wraith King's build? Like, can you go this minus into Radiance, into whatever, like, or do you have to get Armlet first? You can battle the Alchemist before the Alchemist is ready?
Depends on the rest of the lineup, really. It's a bit hard to call his exact build. I think still going Midas Radiance might be the way to go for Wraith King, but then you want more fast heroes. There's a Quaswex Invoker more than likely as position 4, and AA5.
The unique one for Raging Potato to play for the offlane. They could play him in mid.
They could. I don't know if Moon even plays the hero.
Why does Invoker look so small?
Because he has a persona that's very small.
That's the persona.
This is the kid Invoker in costume.
He just looks so tiny. Like, Ancient Apparition, Ogre, and Wraith Thing are just these huge things, and then Invoker is just like, oh, I'm just a piddly human.
It's because he's standing in the background, right? You kind of, perspective-wise, you expect them to stand in a line, but they don't.
But he's at the same point as Ancient Apparition, and then Ogre is still so damn big, and he's further back.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't really surprise you that Ogre's big, right?
Like, tall.
But it's true.
Yeah. He's wide. He's definitely
he's not.
wide.
He's the same height as Invoker.
Like, I actually think Ancient Apparition's claws, like, you know how you do like that the spreading of your palms?
Yeah.
If he spreads his palms properly, it's the same height as Invoker.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his fingers are going to break.
Well, hopefully not. Have some level of flexibility in
more tempo. Here we go. Tons of stuns, tons of aggression,
Mm-hmm.
lots of playmaking potentials. They can take towers, they can take team fights. Mineski's draft this game, I like it much more than last game.
Yeah.
And I like it for the position that they're in the series and in the day. Like, get something done. Exactly. Let's play some Dota.
So how does Team Secret now wrap this up?
10 seconds remaining.
Probably mid 1 hero and put
5
Puppy on the
seconds
Jakiro.
remaining.
You could put a mid hero that does well against Tiny as well as Wraith King.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really want Timber because you're against AA and Ogre. There's a lot of magic burst in the healing block.
Is it worth actually getting a Diffusal carrier and just put the Alchemist in mid?
You could. It's one option. It's a pretty damn good Phantom Lancer game. Again, better than the previous game. But it's greedy to play PL Alk into all these aggressive heroes.
If
so
Tiny does hit that stun, then you're in real trouble.
yeah, they probably want some higher tempo on this last hero to compensate for Alchemist's greed.
Either that or this is actually, in fact, Jakiro pickup.
It could be Jakiro mid.
Yeah.
It could still be that.
And then the Alchemist Phoenicia.
And then you would last pick Puppy's hero.
Yeah.
But but if you're doing that, the last pick hero needs to be really good for the game, right? Like the support, in order to justify 5th picking a support, it needs to be one of those games like, wow, we got them with this hero. For example, last picking an AA. And one of the heroes that the enemy team thought was support is actually core, and now you have AA against Huskar, or something like this, right?
I would like a Silencer, actually. That would be kind of nice. Always messes up with Ancient Apparition hitting his Ice Blast.
Sure, Silencer's fine. I could agree with a Silencer pick this game. It's all right. Maybe another setup stun, though, would be nice, so Lina has a bit more friends to play with. Currently, their only reliable good stun is Beastmaster Roar.
What are we going to get? It's a Leshrac, so...
It's another stun.
It is. And it looks like they'll push, mid one onto Leshrac and Puppy's Jakiro.
Yeah. High tempo hero, right? Hero that is strong, can fight early, can take towers, make space for Alchemist.
Yeah.
They got
so much D-push. Like, Team Secret can just evaporate every single creep wave from range.
Yep. That's also true.
Yeah. And they get to play the Vision game thanks to Zaya's Beastmaster. I always feel the scarier thing too is having like a player like YapzOr. We were talking about him like in game 1, where he always gets this huge amount of farm. We saw FY's Lina earlier today as well, just getting a huge amount of farm. It's like, okay, well, we've got every combination that we need. But it's just having the Kaya, having the early Ags, like there was no way that Enigma could survive in the earlier series of Mineski. And YapzOr can do the same type of thing in this game. Quick nuke, move on.
Thinking about if there's something crazy Mineski can do with their lanes here. The heroes have been picked. It's a core Ogre, it's a support Invoker, and it's a support AA, as expected. Do you aggro tri-lane this Alchemist? Do you even think it's mid? That's the other thing. Alk could go mid against Tiny. And then you can't do your aggro stuff onto the Alk. And you could put Leshrac side lane with Jakiro Lina, for example, or with only one of them. I wonder what they're going to do. And I wonder what Mineski think they're going to do. They might have to scout with a smoke or something to try to get information out here.
But how would Mineski change up their lanes? Like, every time they do something like this, like, it's going to be KP off, it's going to be Ragey Potato with him, Nico and Ninja in the safe lane, and Moon in mid. Like, it doesn't feel like they can change up their lineup that much that's going to give them a better advantage.
Yeah, I think the Tiny is going to stay mid pretty much no matter what.
Yeah.
But among the other 4 heroes, there are a couple of options for what you can do. Since Ogre is really good at just being fat on his own, he doesn't need other people to help him eat, then you can put tri-lanes and leave this Ogre alone. You could tri-lane with the Ogre, which he's really strong at too. Or you could just do 2-1-2 lanes, right? Let's see. So what did he buy on Alk? He bought side lane items. It will be a Leshrac mid.
So everything will be standard from Team Secret, but they're smoking out to put down their wards again. Especially, it's like how they send mid one out to put down the Observer ward.
I love this Wraith King Invoker voice line interaction. It's actually pretty funny.
This to memory.
They just got crushed in the last game, and Wraith King's like, I'll help my weak and puny allies where I can. And Invoker will remember.
Oh, they see Nisha, so Mineski gets some information. Ragey Potato's holding the Observer ward for the moment. Yeah, you just keep invoking Ragey Potato.
Yeah, now they know it's a side lane Alk, so now they have the information. What do you want to do with it? You're going to aggro him with 3, you're going to split 2-1-2. Are you going to do anything about your mid lane? Probably not. Tiny's already committed for that.
Whatever you should do, you shouldn't move down from this hillside. Puppy's moving over. They want to try and find a fight, but Ninja Boogie as well as Nico will just stay backed up. It will just be a straight 2-2 rune trade up. Welcome to the extra cash. Thanks to the greed. Puppy getting hit pretty hard. Raised by a blast, but YapzOr's here too with the help of Zai. Puppy was just trying to bait him. He's got 740 HP. That's more than enough to survive anything Mineski was going to throw at him. And Nico bringing back as quick as he can. The creep wave won't help him.
But now he can't get to the lane.
Yep.
He needs to TP to get experience. They're going to zone him off, force the TP.
He's even salving.
Puppy's already going top. And Nico did TP to the tower. So the lanes are set now.
Yep.
Mineski can't swap their Ogre and Wraith King if they wanted to anymore. And this, to me, this is a good lane for Alchemist. Like, Ogre, Invoker don't pose that big of a threat in the very early levels. Invoker's damage is not that great, although Bloodlust will help. And Jakiro can kind of mitigate a lot of the physical damage by just removing attack speed.
I like how he just walks over and body blocks the camp. Just holding this obs as long as he possibly can.
Puppy doesn't have a sentry though. He could actually commit it here.
He could, but right now it's not even required.
Yeah, it's good to keep it. Why not? Maybe you can use it somewhere else for a nighttime rune ward in mid, or maybe get in deeper and block an alchemist camp.
Yep. As long as you can body block it yourself, yeah. Get some extra information. But no one's rotating at all. Like, Moon and mid one will continue to beat the crap out of each other in mid. The bottom dual lane will remain the same. Difficult to get a full opening on. Like, Zai doesn't have a lot of burst damage to work with. That comes from Yapso, but they can turn the other way. Nico and Ninja Boogie get the cold feet trigger over on Lina. But they also don't have enough sustained damage just yet, not while Wraith King's such low level. And KP's just there to tank up and farm up. Raging Potato did the same type of thing with full quas. That's a nice rune.
How convenient.
Yeah. It's like haste runes for Topsy.
Yeah.
They're always there when you need them. But the status quo does feel like it goes the way of Team Secret. Like, Nisha's just farming safe lane as Alchemist. You got a decent CS score as well for the Beastmaster. Raging Potato getting pressured. Puppy and Nisha will force him out. But he's still got the 3 quas up. So 12 HP a second regen.
Hearing Alina stun, good harass. Yeah, they're running out of regen in the side lane. They have no healing salve. They have a couple tangos left only.
Zai. Just harass down, yeah, the Wraith King.
This is actually a pretty big problem bottom. They need the courier, but it's in use in mid. Am I imagining things, or do Mineski generally not start with healing salve in their side lanes that much? I feel like earlier today as well, it was a similar problem.
Sweet Mangoes Tangos.
Yeah, they've run into lack of healing salves, I think, in a couple of their games that I can remember, and it's limiting them. Secret identify it, they play aggressively, and then that secures them free CS, because now there's nobody to contest it. This whole wave is going to get denied, while Nico is slowly tangoing up so he can lane.
6 charges won't be enough. Rage Potato being initiated on once again. KP going to keep the stun on Nisha. And away from the Invoker. Still just a little bit shy of the level 3 and being able to level up that quas. But KP's having a pretty good time. He's the #1 net worth for Mineski. If it wasn't for that recent creep wave that Zai was able to deny up.
Over top, stunning.
Oh.
Cold snapping him as well, he will be fine. He has chainmail.
Still a good EMP. Makes it difficult for Nisha to spam out Acid Spray. Same thing for Chikura with his Breathe Fire.
Yeah,
but if he needs it, he's still got a Mango.
I think Nisha should buy a magic stick in this lane.
Ninja? Boogie? Is that actually... Yeah, that's First Blood. Zai is the one to actually secure it, but Yamsel did most of the work. Just ripping through him, and Nico has done available, but just didn't want to throw. Thought maybe his hero was safe.
Mid lane.
Yeah, I don't know what Moon's looking for. Mid one will turn on the Edict, feeling things aren't quite right. But this top lane is probably the best lane for Mineski, with the way it's been going.
Yep.
There's good levels, there's KP having an influence, and normally that's a good sign for a Mineski lineup. That means like watching the rotations coming in from KP, and also the effectiveness of that 4-position Invoker. Like, that's something that Mineski will have to work with. The score's already looking better, like 1-0, 5 minutes in. It does feel like a ticking time bomb with Alchemist just farming up.
Yeah. Has Puppy had time to stack anything?
No, it's been
No,
blocked
not
up because they
yet.
put the ward down a little bit later too.
Yeah. That one's blocked, and the entire jungle is also blocked. So yeah, they've done a good job at harassing Nisha. Puppy's in trouble.
Yeah, they know he's alone. Just getting the chain stuns out with the cold snap. Damage is pretty good. Quick tornado just resetting up a little bit more time. Stick charges will go to work. Raging Potato, a lot of damage to the tier 1 tower. I think he's actually dead. But you'll still take the kill while on bottom lane. Yapsor moving away from Jabugi and Nico, but because they've used their abilities, now Yapsor just turns for the LSA, and Zai can finish the job. They can even just beat into the Wraith King, combining with the Axis. There's nowhere to hide. TP's coming in from the Invoker, hoping for maybe some kind of rebuttal, but Yapsor's already moving out. Low life, but alive. And mid one's helping Nisha farm. You'll take that too.
Yeah, it's an important stack for him. So what does he have on the courier? He has a bracer.
Actually creates so much space for Puppy on the top lane.
Levels on Jakiro are really good.
Oh, mid lane, EMP, working with the Avalanche toss. Tornado sends mid one up. One more attack will do it. Okay, maybe he actually has to require 3, but Moon does take the kill against mid one. Has been the greatest day for mid one. Even with like the wins of Team Secret, he's still always having a great time.
This is a really good rotation, by the way, from Mineski. It's what you want to do. Nighttime versus Catapult. Gank the mid guy and try to get the tower. You know the Alchemist doesn't really offer much of a presence right now, so you can overwhelm the opponent with numbers. They don't get the tower, but they got about 80% off it.
Sets them up for next time.
Yep.
And then they just go back into their lanes. KP still has not really been under any pressure on top lane. They can dive onto the tower if they want to. Because the entire creep wave was pulled off to the side, KP, he was prepping the stun. He lost vision to Puppy for a second. Raging Potato didn't fully commit to making this move as well. And down on bottom lane, Yapsor getting caught out, so Moon going to work. And mid one, looks like he wants to do something about this top, taking out the stack, but now EMP burn. Very problematic for mid one. Lose a lot of mana, lose a lot of life. Tornado send him back up again. One more attack from Raging Potato will do it. Bloodlusted up, he attacks so fast. And Puppy, not a lot he could have done. This is really good picks for Mineski.
Yeah. Already 4 times as many kills as last game.
Yep.
Yeah, they're looking much better this time around because it feels like they can take initiative and play as a team and not just be on the receiving end of just getting, you know, beat down one at a time around the entire map. This time they can hold their ground. They know they're fighting against an Alchemist, which is obviously in the back of your mind the whole time. It's an Alchemist game. You need to get kills. You need to limit the map. But they already managed to get rid of the mid tower. It got denied, but it's a big pickup here 8 minutes on the path to contesting the Alchemist.
Yeah. And they need the map control for that. That's why these tier 1 towers need to fall.
Yeah, top tower is maybe next on the menu. They could try bottom as well with a major rotation, especially when AA gets level 6. They have the kill power and the vision to make dives. Oh, speaking of
Raging
dives,
Potato, that's no man's. He doesn't even have an observer ward. He's just running up while we're mid. Avalanche toss goes on to mid one. Low life for him. Raging Potato, good EMP right in the middle of the field. Raw from Zai, trying to keep everyone there, but they all back off from the EMP for the moment. Buying Moon some time. He's got toss available, plus the 7-1 charges. Avalanche will create a little bit of space. He'll just go for as much damage combo as possible, knowing he's dead. But I'm kind of wondering what Raging Potato was thinking he was going to help with there. Like, it creates some space for KP up on top lane.
I think he was looking for information more than anything. Diving in behind, seeing if he can find.
Embers, anyone bring detection?
No.
Yapsor doesn't have it. Why would Yapsor spend the money?
No, he won't. He needs items. Sorry, that was a bit of a tick from the old days. Don't worry about it, boys. Okay, 20 seconds until the runes. Let's see if... Okay, so Mineski have TP'd their tiny bottom, so he's already committed for this bottom area. And I don't know if he wants to even try for a rune himself. I think this could be bad, and he's not going to try. He's already too late. They will get the 2 top ones, though. 2 for 2 trade. Generally, Alchemist is happy with this. Obviously, it's amazing if you can get more, because you get more gold than everybody else, but you also acknowledge the fact that you're an Alchemist, so you're weak, so trading evenly is good.
Cold snap Tornado with the Avalanche toss combo, and mid one shows he doesn't have a lot of life. And a regeneration rune for Moon too.
Honestly,
That's nice.
This is a concern with picking Leshrac that we didn't talk about. Leshrac against Tiny, it's one of those heroes that just blows you up in the early game. And I feel like perhaps Mid1 is a bit regretting what path he took with his itemization. I think when you're playing against Tiny, you want a raindrop, and you might want one bracer too. But with the couple of deaths that he's had, it's delayed severely in this game.
All TPs are coming in. Team Secret want to fight. The Roar is already out over on KP. Yaps will get the chain stun before anything can come in from the Ogre, but it's a good Ice Blast. Team Secret will not try and chase now that that's connected, but the tower was finished off by Nico.
Yep.
Or at least his minions.
That's fine.
They still count as Nico.
They lose an Ogre, but they get a tower. It's a good move overall.
Rune's trying to steal the camps, making sure there are no stacks for this Alchemist to farm up.
Look at the win expectancy of the game.
Really? This far in?
75%.
That's a lot higher than I thought it would be. When your golden experience advantage, it really isn't that much. And the advantage is in fact the way of Team Secret.
But you're against Alchemist, so he's expected to be ahead on gold. And you have a game where all three of your cores are having a good time and your entire lineup scales very nicely. So Mineski are in a very good position in this game.
Nice scan. They're throwing the Ice Blast. It's going to clip onto Zai. They don't have the easiest way to close the distance. And the Ignite unable to reach back. Yapsaw and Puppy smoked up. They want to try and move down through the tree line. But there's so much support just around the corner from Mineski. If Team Secret go this, they have to, again, blow KP up so quickly.
Even that might not be enough. Going on the Ogre could turn out to be a mistake. He's not the highest value target. He has a Midas. He doesn't have any like big damage items or whatnot, but he's still relatively tanky. So you're killing a guy who, you know, is meant to tank and maybe get 1 or 2 spells off and that's it. And instead you give Tiny and Invoker a free fight. It's a little bit tricky. They do hold their tower for now, but look at how many resources they have to commit every time. Got like 3 or 4 heroes defending these towers, while Mineski are free farming top with AA. They're running back into mid with Tiny.
At least Nisha's still free to do the jungle.
Nisha is free to do whatever he wants for now.
He's just got Radiance.
Yeah.
So that's already a great timing, 12 minutes in. Ragey Potato, just looking to cause some problems for Zai, burning off every bit of mana he's got.
Did you know that's annoying when that happens to you?
I don't know, I've never been on the receiving end.
Really?
No.
That's because you're in the jungle with techies all the time.
That's because people...
So you don't see other heroes.
That's because people can't play Invoker in my MMR. That's the reason
Sure,
why.
I'll take that. Oh, did he just multicast Midas on 2 boars? Oh man, that's funny.
That's painful for Zai. Did you know that's annoying?
I have not had that happen to me. I have not had an Ogre multicasting my boars before.
I love this from Moon. He's got to stay away and let the Blink Dagger come up, and they're
big
chasing
kill.
after Nisha. Ice Blast flies forward. Avalanche needs to toss him as well to keep him in range, and goodbye Alchemist. It's a lot of farm time now down the drain for Nisha.
They almost mis-executed that because the camp was already farmed. So he was on his way out. They thought he was going to start farming it, but they got it just on the edge, connected that Ice Blast. And he might have lived if it missed. So important for them. Meantime, Leshrac gets a freebie. Newbie, Ninja Boogie was a newbie. NB. I just say this is in my head. Hey, newbie! He wanted to ward, but got killed off by Leshrac. Yeah, you guys can't see this because on Toby's, which is what the audience is seeing, he has the...
I actually have the real name.
He has the real pro player names. For some reason, I have their pub names, and Ninja Boogie's pub name is NB, so it's like newbie. Okay.
4 out from Zai. There is no follow-up into KP. That's a nice long cooldown ability. Now going down as KP. Runs forward looking for his own target. Good observer in sentry. They dropped their own sentry.
Mid one. In trouble.
Does Moon have enough?
Ice Blast is coming. He's going to farm this next incoming wave. He's super good.
And boom!
It is so nice for Tiny to play with AA for this exact reason. It's like a lot of heroes are in this threshold at this point where you can't completely solo them, but it's close. And with that Ice Blast, the team can be on the other side of the map and you can still find kills. Tiny will get both top runes, and Mineski are also protecting their own, so that's a 3-for-1 trade and a core kill. Very nicely done. Sending Moon up there on his own.
Even more critical when you've got Nisha on the field. Like, this Alchemist, bounty runes are worth so much. But he's already back to farming up Ancients, farming up the camps, and he'll crack his 10k net worth in just a second.
Yep, closing in on BKB as a second item. In this tournament, we've seen a lot of Radiance into AC. I think the BKB is the perfect choice in this game.
I think he understands just how much magical... They can, like, it seems they can get the jump before he might be able to get the BKB off. So is that still then a great choice?
You gotta play around that. If that's the mentality, he can't buy anything, right? There's like no
Position
item
from
that's
Ninja
gonna solve
Boogie.
that. Oh,
And he's
hello.
just like, what the hell are you doing here? Concoction can even get it off in time. The Ice Blast is able to connect and move with the Blink Dagger. Just jumps forward. Ninja Boogie's so low on life, but he's got enough distance to get away. Ice Path from Puppey creates some space and slowing down Moon. Puppey will be able to end that spree. And that's a big one, slowing down the Tiny.
I think
A
they
big
lose their
snowball
Alchemist
style
for it
hero.
again.
At this point, you'll take whatever you can get.
You feel happy whenever you die a hero for Alchemist, almost always. It's like, it looks like this is a win for Secret because they get more gold, but you have to remember Alchemist is dead. So there's a lot of gold in the following 1 minute that is not being gained. And that means this is still a net loss for them. Despite
Raging.
getting 400 mil for the kill.
Raging Potato's asking for some help. Hey, Ninja Boogie, have you got an Ice Blast for me? Wait, what?
He misclicked and broke his Ghost Walk. He attacked him by mistake.
Okay.
Oops.
I was like, I'm checking the Ancient Apparition just to make sure like Ninja Boogie looked like he was at least looking that direction.
Complete a Spirit Vessel. On Invoker, he currently has 0 charges, but that's obviously a great item against the Alchemist. When BKB is over, he's super susceptible. Until he has BKB, he's obviously susceptible.
Looks like the Eels is finally done for mid one. So he's got an option to play around. But I always kind of look at the Team Secret lineup as like, okay, well, it's, yeah, the cores, they're not looking fantastic, but you see the amount of net worth which is able to get into the supports. Like Lina, Laguna, you've got Puppey, you can clean out waves as well.
Yeah, but Yapzor is poor.
Yeah,
For Yapzor standards, he is not very farmed right now. He's 1,000 gold behind the enemy Invoker. And this is
suppose the
not
Invoker's
Secret's comfort zone.
Like the Invoker, all he needs to do is like he's got enough points in Wex, like and of course Wex, like one EMP is enough to burn dry most of Team Secret.
Yeah, it's a great EMP game. That's
How
most
many
games are
arcanes?
kind of, but
They've only got 1 Arcane Boots, and that's on Lina.
yeah, smoke. Secret want to do something, but it will be without Alchemist. He's still finishing up the BKB.
Look at how many Sentry was there planted inside their own jungle, making sure that the stacks are free and there's no vision around them. But who's the target? Like Alchemist is still farming up, but the bottom tower is being pushed by minions and creep wave. And without that being defended, Mineski knows something's awry. Look at the line. They're up here. Draw the line.
Radiant's top tower.
Alright, Yapzor's going to show himself on bottom lane. They're back into farm mode again, Team Secret. Miss out on the kill, so back into farm.
First big item now on Lina. This is the game changer for Lina, getting the lens. Makes your hero so much better. You still got to be careful about your positioning.
Incoming
Get killed
Ice
by
Blast.
Oh.
Zai, Tornado's going to connect. Mid one, Yule Scepter's up, but the Ice Blast still managed to come through. He's going to Yule's up again, and Ogre caught actually with the Magnifier. They're burning through him. KP can't survive. The Concoction even clipping into Wraith King. But up in the trees, Lashrak is still dead. So a support for a core, and remember that Yapzor's not there. He's down on bottom lane.
Well, it's core for core, right? It's a core ogre.
Yeah, it's true.
And Yapzor's farming. I think
True,
that,
gotta remember that's a core.
that's okay for Secret overall. I think, considering how that fight could have started with the Ice Blast scouting them out.
Is this still okay?
Now it's less okay.
455 gold for Yapzor. He's worth that much? Not a single kill farming the bottom lane, and he's worth 455 gold?
It's a solo kill. Solo killing generally gives really good rewards. Nisha, what you doing?
That was definitely not what you wanted to click.
Sometimes you just gotta stun yourself. It's like when humans poison themselves with alcohol. You just gotta do it.
I'm sorry, are you trying to do like the whole like I've taken my shots, my immunity shots?
No?
Like if I keep concocting myself, it should have less of an effect when I concoct myself the next time.
True. Alchemists should have a way of building up immunity.
Yeah.
That'd be something. That's basically what status resistance is when you think about it.
Is there actually any ability though, like the more you cast it on yourself, the less effect it would have?
Like logically or actually in the game?
Yeah, like actually in the game or something like that. Ninja Boogie, he's trying to come in for the bounty rune. That's not going to happen. A lot of damage from Zai. He turns for a quick Ice Blast. Still will lose his
actually,
life.
Not true. There is one.
What is it?
BKB.
True.
BKB.
But that's Wait, hang on. No, that makes it less. Oh, I suppose
Well,
it
you
is
said
less.
it gets less.
It's less effective.
You said if there's anything in the game that the more you use it, the less it does. That's BKB.
Yeah.
So if you consider the BK buff to be poison,
I was thinking that like
you're
when
developing a resistance.
Wait.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Puppy.
dead.
Maybe at least can get an ice path off, but he's getting stunned up. He's trying to get
he's
his
not
moon,
dead.
can't move away.
10
Puppy,
HP.
he's gonna live barely. And Zai wants more. Yabs actually hit the Light Strike Array on the Invoker. He doesn't see him. He has no idea who will be the one to die. Ragey Potato's coming over from Puppy, but Puppy, he's hiding in the tree line. I think he's worried there's a single point up in Exort. Oh, no, it's this. It's this. The ball of light.
Whee.
Is now safe.
He's like, there it is. I told you boys, there it is.
Now saw tips Puppy.
That's true, Puppy. There it was.
Well played.
Yeah. You've got to be careful. You have a lot of responsibility as Tiny in this game right now to not overextend and dive for supports this far in. Like, his team wasn't nearby, so even if that kill is successful, the trade-off is not really in their favor. You see this one misstep is cost them a tier 1 tower bottom. Alchemist is going to get another full item. And what did you really accomplish? Even if you killed the Jakiro, it's not great, right?
They're gonna kill the Lashrak. Spirit Vessel's off doing its work again. They need this kill to happen because they need to refresh that up. And mid one gets hit by the Ice Blast, but Puppy's already back with the Ice Path, locking down Raging Potato in the Macro Pyre. And Nico, he doesn't certainly really wants to walk across the hot coals because he doesn't know where the rest of Team Secret is. There was being pressure being applied by Beastmaster on bottom lane, but it's just the boars left. Now Singular. Love this Hawk position too. Just on the other side of the tree away, like it's in range of the sentry, but there's no way they can see it. But just lets Team Secret know a little bit more about Mineski's movements, and they're gonna smoke up and try and play against that. Mid one and Zai together. They got a full Solar Crest ready to go. Mid one's got his Eul set to begin the fight as well. But where's the target?
There it is.
Oh, I'm watching Yapzor as well having his own battle, so Ninja Boogie will end up going down. Support's moving over from Team Secret. Moon, okay, they will get through Yapzor. Great tornado, catching both of them over on the ledge. Nico staying with the 2. Ice Path from Puppy, chaining up the ramp, and now allow Nisha to trigger BKB. He's going for KP as well. The Ice Blast will be able to connect on the Nisha, but he's still got the BKB running as he wrecks through another one. Preparing what's he got? Concoction, waiting for Wraithing to come back up again, still caught inside the Ice Path. As Team Secret chain stunning beautifully, giving the space for Nico to fight, Nisha to fight.
We don't have a solution to his BKB right now. So every second of this being used matters. Ninja Booga buying back is not the biggest loss overall. It was a 3 for 2 with a buyback on a position 5, which is very cheap. So not the end of the world here for Mineski, but it's good. Yeah, we're gonna see the replay here of the kill on Yapzor. Easy avalanche into toss, and this tornado is good, but he doesn't have EMP invoked, I think, so it comes out a little bit later. He doesn't have it until now when he puts it, and it's going to connect on absolutely nobody. And if that one connected on the other 2 heroes and they were out of mana, perhaps this fight would have gone a little bit differently. But Nisha is kind of a one-man wrecking crew at this point that they just don't have the physical damage to deal with, and gets the job done on the Wraith King.
It's been nice to see Mineski not fighting a choke point.
I think it's okay that they fight in a choke point, but their hero positioning needs to be better. They need the Wraith King to be in the front, so he's the only viable target for Nisha to go on, and then they need a tornado into EMP, not just a tornado. If they combine their spells well, and AA doesn't get caught to begin the fight, I don't think it's that bad for them.
Great ward mission here from Puppy.
Oh, mid one's fast. He's got boots of travel now. Runs really quickly. Planning up the old school, oh well, not old school actually, rather the Sumail build with Yules, Travels, and Kayayasha for the 550 permanent move speed.
Tornado catching Yapzor, the Ice Blast, we got to connect, and the Spirit Vessel. So Yapzor is totally dead. He's just letting Laguna Blade off, and every bit of damage he can possibly throw. The Ice Blast is actually not going to... it's going to shatter him. So a 1-for-1 trade-off, support for core, or let's say 3.5 for 3.
Yep.
Still, both teams very willing to get in there and get their hands dirty. Moon's got an Ag Interceptor coming on the Courier at the moment. Just trying to get rid of this Alchemist illusion.
That's a good item against Alchemists. If he gets a damage item next, this Tree Volley is the kind of physical burst that can kill Alch. So maybe we'll see him go for a Daedalus. Although there's suddenly a lot of armor on this Elk now.
Look what Nisha's going next too. Like,
Heart,
he's going
yeah.
heart, even though he's up against Ancient Apparition and he's got Chemical Rage, he still wants to go for the heart.
Flat HP. There's no percentage-based damage on the Radiant except the Shatter, so if you can tank up hard enough that you outlive the Ice Blast, then you can maybe reset and get your heart regen going. And if you can't, you're still just tanky. So.
Yep. It doesn't take that long to farm it up. Creep wave and a half for Nisha in mid. Cracks his level 20. Here comes the volley.
So much bonus gold for these skeletons. It's really, really nice to play against for Alchemist.
You want to start doing the math?
They picked Wraith King into it. They did give them the possibility to farm these skeleton waves.
Just loving this never-ending ward battle that happens between Mineski and Team Secret. And most of it is just happening around this box area. That's anything inside of here. Now, Puppy wants to come back up with his own sentries. He's got 4 ops. He's been stacking this for a very long time. He had 3 wards for the last 5 minutes.
Had a hard time placing them, but they also have Hawks.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of safety that they can send out into specific areas. And now they can use these 4 wards at once to... Oh, that one's not going to stay.
No, it won't. But there's a Gem of Truth sight from Beastmaster, so Zion will at least get rid of everything else that's there. As the smoke maneuver from Mineski looking for a target, but they don't want it. Team Secret. Mid one still needs to farm up a little bit more. He's gone BTs. He's focusing on just keeping the lanes pressured out. And considering you do have a Leshrac on your team, like the tier 1 tower still being at like 1437 of health. The top tier 1 tower is injured a little bit more than that, but still standing. Just shows you the fact that Team Secret just can't cross their river. Oh my god, that gold is out of control. 25,000 net worth for Nisha. He's going heart next, and then he's building into the Aghanim Scepter.
He's going to give Lena eggs, I think.
Yeah. Let's give it to Yapzor. I suppose there's anyone else that's actually better for that.
If they have Roshan plans, Jakiro Axe can also be pretty good. Makes it really strong around that area of the map in particular.
How about Leshes?
It's terrible.
I'm actually trying to remember the last time I seen a Leshrac pick up an Aghanim Scepter, and I don't remember that, Moon. Ooh, he blinked in. Concoction will fly. Raging Potatoes are going to be right behind him. Nisha may have the Chemical Rage for this as the Ice Blast won't be able to hit. And Raging Potato just backing up. Looks like neither side really want to force the issue too hard. Nice Ice Blast if Yapzor wants to move for the room, which he does not. Moon will jump in instead, stealing the invis. And that's why sentries come down. Mineski very well aware that's there.
Yeah, the game has quieted down a lot, and Secret have made some good progress in the game on their Alchemist.
Oh,
uh-oh.
Rolls over on KP. There's your Laguna Blade. Very minimal damage on an Ogre. He does not care. Everyone's in the D-Ward mission. Nice stun from mid one. Catching Nico. He'll have to burn through the reincarnation first, however, and mid one's used almost all of his mana just to do this. Anyone got a force staff to get him away? Ice Blast is coming in. Mid one's right in the middle of it. Cannot outwalk it. Dead for almost a minute, but now it's Nisha's turn. BKB up, beating through KP, trying to get through the Ogre, but he can't do enough, and now Moon will come in. The BKB's one off from Nisha. Moon perfect timing, tossing back Zai. The Ice Path from Puppy tries to create a little bit of extra space, but it still won't be enough in the Tornado. Puppy, even though he's a flying creature, does not know how to play in high winds. And Jakiro, he will go down, having Raging Potato tossed on top of his head.
Really nice fight from Mineski. Secret set them up. They were willing to take a lot of damage on the Leshrac to force out the reincarnation, and then this Ice Blast connecting kind of sets them up for a perfect fight. Quick Force Staff to get the Ogre away from Alchemist, and he knows when his BKB is running out, he has to yield, backs away, and has to sacrifice 2 heroes, and we see it right here. The moment the BKB is starting to run out, Nisha's out of there. They get the toss back on the Beastmaster. Tree Volley, and nice Tornado here to finish off that fight, get the extra kill, and their grand prize is Age of the Immortal!
It is!
And it's gonna go to the Tiny.
And it really shows you just how much mid one's damage just isn't there.
His game is rough. And
Yeah.
as I've said before, I think he's been a bit too optimistic, I want to say, with his item build.
Oh.
He's fine.
Yeah.
I would have really liked to see some health and magic resistance. Like he has one bracer, which currently in the backpack. But this to me is not the kind of game where you can go for this max move speed build and then take fights at all. Like it's really, really hard. If you get caught by literally anything, you're super vulnerable. Any stun plus Ice Blast, and you almost die. And that's tough conditions to put yourself under. He's finally going to go for a BKB now, which is, I think, is just flat out necessary in this game for him to have to be able to fight. But maybe you could have got this instead of the Kaya, so you get it earlier, or you could have maybe got it instead of upgrading to the full BOTs. It's just a bit of a slower build-up, but as long as he gets there, eventually, has the full set of items.
Yapzor is buffed. The level 2 Laguna Blade is online.
Glimmer Cape.
Any kind of level of protection that allows them to play around.
He's got the Aether Lens. It makes it really good for his teammates.
Tornado flies forward. Is there anyone to go with him? Moon could look for the jump, but Zion
He's
is in the neighborhood.
Look how big the Tiny is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just keep growing.
Yeah. When he uses BKB and has Bloodlust, he's going to take up half the screen.
Smoke up from Team Secret. Ninja Boogie and Nico both doing the dewarding, and Ancient Apparition will die very, very quickly. Yapzor still looking for a better target. He actually self-glimmered for some reason. I don't think that was the intention, but they find the target, which is going to be Nico. Summoned towards the air. Nisha into the back lines, forcing Raging Potato further out. They burn through the reincarnation, but buyback's already back from the Ancient Apparition. Ice Blast flies forward. Zion's Wells mid one again being hit. And this Lashraki just can't catch a break, and Moon wants a little bit more. Put down the macro pyre, create some more space. And with Zai dead and mid one still pushing up the daisies freshly. Oh, what? Money, money, money!
Ah, yes, the classic 640 gold for pressing a button.
Raging Potato, look at the blade, it's not enough! 45 HP! Nisha, he has to come in, get the concoction, create some more space for the multicast, just keeps continuing, even with the Ice Blast, catching up 3 heroes. Puppy does all he can, but Yapzor's out of mana, nothing more to give. Nisha tries to break free with the Manta Style, but KP's there for his own stun, no multicast on that. That into the Glimmer Cape, protection from Yapzor, Ice Blast is coming in. He does not want to get clipped by this.
Wait, what did Invoker just die to? He died to the tier 3 tower. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
It happens.
Yep, that's it.
But still, despite that unnecessary death, really, really good sequence here from Mineski. And they are in firm control of the game now. They still have not lost their mid tower, minute 32. And their top tower is also in okay shape. There's just so much map control favoring them, and we're getting to the stage where Alchemist is maxed out. His BKB is now down to 7. And if he doesn't find a big fight sometime soon, the game is only going to get harder.
Yep.
And to me, it really largely boils down to Leshrek's inability to find good fights in this game. If Leshrek could have been a stronger hero in these team fights with confidence, who could have run in with a BKB on or with just that extra bit of health, could have made a difference. But they are doing a very good job at isolating and killing him with either Tiny or the Wraith King plus Ice Blast, or even the Ogre Stun.
And Moon does it really hard. And you see mid one, he's trying to get as much farm as he possibly can. Nisha may have to help him out. Moon's moving so slow because he can't trigger his phase boots. And there's no Gem of Truth item. Yapzor drops a sentry. No, pop him. Raging Potato steals it with a Sunstrike.
Oh, Nisha might have to BKB here.
Oh, he doesn't want it though.
Oh,
Chemical
okay.
Rage and he can walk it off. What's that for?
There was an Ignite that flew like 2,000 range to hit him.
Notice he's actually got the Aghanim's Blessing consumable. This is one of the fun things with the Alchemist. Like,
oh, hang on.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we may have to wait a second. Raging Potato's going to try and start this fight over on Puppy. Moon will jump in, Avalanche Toss, and the Ice Blast. Killing off Puppy, and Nisha has to BKB to TP away to safety. And mid one, he also knows, run away.
So what about the Ags?
So he starts giving out Aghanim Scepters, but until he consumes it himself, he never actually gets the buff of damage from the Aghanim Scepters. So that's why he's lining himself up. That way he can at least increase his damage, put that cleave to good use. Oh my god, Raging Potato is just following him everywhere. He's the perfect bounty hunter right now.
I think there's more value in giving the Ags to Lina right now, to be honest. I think it's the best thing he can do.
He's already given one to Lina. Yapzor's already got it.
Oh, I see. Never mind. Oh, what do you know? Sometimes Alchemist just has more gold than you'd think. What a surprise.
Oh.
Ages out.
Yep. Still, all the confidence from Mineski. Another Ice Blast is flying forward.
And there's the Tiny Daedalus, by the way. His damage is off the charts. Oh, Nisha kind of... Okay, he got the rune. You need to be careful now as Nisha if you get Ice Blasted. You can probably die to Ice Blast and Tiny alone. if you don't get BKB off for the Avatos combo and then he hits you and uses tree volley in a BKB, I think you die. This Tiny is no joke. He even has Bloodlust to work with.
Zai put a hawk up. Zai put a hawk up. He doesn't
That's
have
a
one
boar.
though.
Little piggy.
If Moon, like,
Dude, this is so...
does he feel it? Observers and sentries being planted. He cuts the axes. Glimmer Cape, someone, Yapsel needs to protect him. Laguna Blade out in the Tiny. They want to kill him off quickly with the Ice Blast. Man, Yapsel's hitting so hard. He'll find the kill. They get through Moon. Worth 500, but everyone's going to catch up for a chill. Nisha almost dodging it with the Mana Style. He dodges the damage output. Puppy's the one that's burnt dry. Still got 10-1 charges available. The battle for the tier 1 tower. The buffed up catapults doing their work.
Moon was not expecting that many heroes there, you could tell. Or he would have definitely BKB'd that. Or, you know, not gone for it to begin with. He actually had the time to react and blink away, but he blinked into the Beastmaster, chasing for that kill. Yapzor, he's not going to be engaged on for now. There's no dust on Invoker. So,
Now
he knows.
And Nisha's still behind him. Like, without that burst damage from Moon, they're probably not feeling the same level of confidence. Mid one's wrapping around.
He's got 10-second BKB.
They're actually looking for this fight to get in behind the tier 1 tower to force the issue. He'll turn on the Pulse Nova, hasn't burnt the BKB. Your Scepter, he'll dodge a little bit of the Ice Blast. Now he's going to BKB instantly the second he hits the ground. Laguna Blade into the Invoker, but still not going to bring him down. Moonspot back. He'll jump forward, killing off Mid one. My God, he cannot catch a break. As Wraith King stuns up. Sunstride's gonna look good, split the damage between Puppy as well as Nisha. Ice Path as well as Sacrifice, slowed it down. Puppy will complete the TP away to safety. Moon, slow on the Avalanche, didn't see him. That's the reason why.
He's okay. He may have to BKB if he doesn't Manta.
I think Zai's actually got the bottom tier 2 tower with all this. Fortification and Raging Potato's looking for him. But they're still slowing things down. So Alchemist, by the way, has the Heart, Radiance, Manta, AC, BKB. Hasn't given the Aghanim's buff over to anyone else
He
yet.
gave one to Beastmaster.
Oh, that's true, he did. He gave it to Beastmaster.
Yep.
I was like wondering, like, is all the money still there?
So now Zai has 0 cooldown axes. As soon as they return, he can throw them again, and then again.
So this is the delay element, right? Like, it's just the never-ending wave clear. Nothing should go high ground against Team Secret.
It's wave clear, but it's also the fact that the wild axes stack, right? The damage amp stacks up, so Zai will eventually start hitting really hard, and he's working toward a BKB so that he can just go in, throw axes, keep hitting people with spamming and stacking these axes up.
Is this like the better version of Shadow Demon now? If it works that way?
Very different. Okay. Moon has to not die.
Yeah.
That is the key for Mineski. He cannot make a mistake like he did before, where he gets caught out or kind of catches himself out. Because if Tiny's on the sidelines, Secret will feel really confident.
Hey, look, a double damage room while Roshan's alive.
Yep.
Team Secret are going to smoke up. 4 heroes together. Alchemist, the only one who has to keep on farming up. But the box has already been drawn up.
Oh, this would be really good if... Oh, he's... Okay.
The Observer Sentry. They, because they tree tossed, Team Secret know there's vision on the hillside. They will not move into this now. Won't stop Raging Potato from still poking around. Fresh Observer and Sentry to be dewarded. It's the Gem of Truce out of Ogre. There's 2 of them to go through, of course. But yeah, look at it. They don't want it. Team Secret are farming up. Mid one still needs more work to do.
That's an Aegis, then.
Yep. I should see Lestrak going in for Yasha. I thought he would still try and tank it up a little bit more, but he's not giving up on this move speed.
Look how fast they kill this. It's without activating the DD on Tiny. Just blowing it up with Alacrity and the Solar Crest. Cheese in the pit. Gonna give it to Ogre.
KP.
That was very important for Mineski to avoid this initial smoke from Secret. Get the D ward, make Secret think twice about it and back off and sacrifice the Roche.
Mid one, get out of there.
Nice.
The fast movement speed Invoker's right behind him. Did you see move into the trees? He's pinging.
He's gonna be forced to BKB here.
Yeah, he'll have to BKB TP. But he's waiting it out. He's realized that something's not quite right. And now, well, he's wasting as much time as possible. But woo! Okay, BKB doesn't protect you from that much physical damage.
It was like mid one couldn't decide. If he had no TPs ready, did he?
No, he had boots of travel.
Travels were ready the whole time?
Yeah, he tried to use them at the end.
Okay. If they were ready the whole time, I think the moment you get Ghost Walk there, you have to BKB TP out. Of course his team is going to show up, and you have no other out than doing that. So, an extra kill, and they're going to be extra happy that he popped BKB too. That's a second off a valuable item. Yeah, man, this has not been mid-one's game. That's just fact.
Third Aghanim Scepter has been given over,
Oh,
by the way.
Lena.
Jakira's got it, but yet the catch out. Yapsaw currently with a Spirit Vessel on him. Ice Pass trying to keep everybody away. The Avalanche will be able to connect. Yapsaw, he can't force stuff. He's trying to play from inside the corner. Gets a quick Laguna Blade. Set up and towards the air thanks to the Tornado, but he'll die. And now is dead for 70 seconds.
I feel like Invoker should have a dust. There's been a couple of situations now where that would have come in handy.
Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Macropire.
Oh, I thought, am I ready for the tower?
Oh,
I'm ready for
Macropire.
the tower.
And the jump into the back puppy. Oh, the Ice Bar's going to come in. Nisha inside. They're both grouped up again. The Axis will fly forward, but they have to walk through the Macropire. Nico, I think he's happy to die right now. Let that reincarnation burn, especially if they can keep getting more of these kills. Puppy's already down.
Instant dieback for Jakiro.
Yep.
Tower's down, they still have Aegis.
KP looking for the stun. Nisha just preemptively with the Manta style, trying to keep him away and let his illusions do the work. Rax is still being kept up, but now you don't have the Macropire forever and, well, no Jakira for a while.
And no Chemical Rage. Alchemist is super exposed right now.
What's that, mid one is just not wanting to get involved either. He's actually BKBing, he was worried. Moon's coming in. Fortification still available here from Team Secret if they do want to buy a little bit more time. But Nisha caught inside the Tornado EMP, tries to dodge the mana burn with the Mana Style, but it won't work. So the mid-ranks is gone. And, well, Alchemist consuming mangoes to get back on this front line as quick as he can.
Dude, this attack speed.
That's ridiculously good.
Bloodlust Alacrity. Dung dung.
Vigo wants to go to work again. Alchemist quickly stunned up. A really great stun from mid one, catching out the two. Yamsa wants a big follow-up with Laguna Blade. They can only get the one kill, and it's the Aegis Immortal of Moon. The follow-up stun into Lena didn't allow him to get anything else off, and with the jump forward and the roar, maybe they have enough to get through mid one. Mineski rampaging themselves forward. Nisha has nothing more in the tank. He's trying to be pushed away to safety back onto the tier 4 towers, but he can't tank through all of this. Dead for 100 seconds. And I'm just not seeing the way out here from Team Secret. They can go for tier 4 towers now, Mineski. They know there's no buybacks available. Actually, they don't know on the Alchemist. He's short by 300 gold. However, this is rapidly changing.
Let's look at these towers.
Yeah. Oh, you mean look at him go? Look at him die?
Look at him die.
Oh, even Zai being stunned and controlled. Raging Potatoes has had a great time on this Invoker. Such a great start, but that's GG. 43 minutes in, this game at least was more than twice the length of the last game, and Mineski showing that things can go right for them, especially against one of the top teams.
This has got to feel so good for a couple of reasons. First of all, you get a win against Secret, which could be very important for getting to the upper bracket.